incredible. They bought it. One of my worst performances in my career, and they totally bought it. They didn't doubt it for a second. What a beautiful day. What a beautiful day. Parents are very ill about that fever thing. Like they get very nervous about that. Kind of like flimsy arms. But that's the thing. Like parents are very hip towards the fever scan. There's a trick. In order for you to get it all right, you have to get fever from 101 to 102. But if you get a nervous mom, you're down to the doctor's office, and you don't want that. That's even worse than school, right? So the trick is fake a stomach cramp, like when you're like all down, like you're moaning and wailing, like your hand. That's sort of stupid and childish, but so is high school, right? Yeah, so is high school. This is actually my 9th sick day of the semester. If I go for 10, I'll most probably have to actually like barf out my lungs. So I gotta make the most out of this right now. So I really don't care if you're 77 or you're 55 or you're 70 years old. Like everybody needs a day off. Like what a beautiful day. What a beautiful day. Everybody needs a day off. Like how can I handle high school just like this? So yeah, whatever. Actually, I did have a test today. That was not bullshit. That I had to do the test today. That was bullshit. Yeah. It was actually about European socialism. But I mean, what's the point of it? I mean, I'm not even a European, and I don't plan to be European. So who gives a shit if they're socialist or not? I mean, for all I care is that I don't even like. They could be monarchists, they could be anarchists, and that still doesn't make up for the fact that I don't even own a car. So yeah. Nobody should believe. It's not that I don't believe in fascism or ism or any kind of ism. Like nobody should believe in any kind of ism. Just like John Lennon said. One of those his debut first albums, he said, like, I don't believe in the Beatles. I believe for myself. And that's a good point, actually. Like, everybody should believe in themselves. But, after all, he was a walrus.
Unpaused.
Okay. After all, he was the walrus. Okay. And what's the next part? Sorry.
Where the hell is he? I could be the walrus. I could be the walrus.
Oh yeah, I could be the walrus, and actually, I could be public health rights people. But I'm not very political. Let me put it into perspective, okay? One time, my uncle went to Canada to protest for the war. On 4th of July, he was with my aunt, and got very drunk. And he told my dad that he felt actually very, very guilty that he didn't fight in Vietnam. So I told him, like, Uncle Jeff, like, you're feeling guilty because you didn't fight in Vietnam. So you're saying, at wartime, you want to be a peacemaker, but in peace times, you want to be a soldier. So did it take you all this way, like 20 years of your life to finally find out that you don't believe a thing at all? Boom, just like that, grounded, 2 weeks. Be careful when you're dealing with like all the hippies and stuff. Like they get really touchy. My mom was a hippie. She's not anymore. But if she would listen to the White Album, what would she hear? Like, she wouldn't hear music. She would hear memories. Nostalgia. That's her drug. Nostalgia. Probably it'd be mine too. Well, hopefully not. Either way. In 8th grade, I had a friend who made out a bong out of this. The smoke tasted like glue. His name was Gareth Warbeck. Totally an outsider. I mean, he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy, not bad, but I think I'm his only friend. I try to do the right for him, and if I were him, I would totally appreciate it. Like, do unto others, right? Well, anyway, her mom owns a gas station. His dad is dead, and her sister is rumored to be a prostitute. But that's totally bullshit. Like, she only puts up with people just like for them to hang around with her. That's pretty sad, but I don't blame her. Like, I actually blame it on, I put it up onto the guys that actually do it onto her and not care about her. Anyway, my family never permitted me to have Gareth over. It's because of of his family, mainly because of his brother. His brother's in jail, so I could sense the fact that my parents didn't want him here, like for to have a registered psycho at the house. I wouldn't want him either. One time, I saw the guy eat a whole synthetic football salad, just to see what it felt to get his stomach pumped. Crazy guy. I feel bad for Gareth. Please. I feel bad for Gareth. One time I was sleeping over at his house and I was laying over in the dark, very scared that actually his brother would pop out of nowhere and he would hack me with an axe. When all of a sudden Gareth was crying and I asked him, "Why are you crying?" And he said, "Nothing." In fact, he was not. There was no serious thing that he was crying about. Like, the guy wasn't even aware that he was crying. The thing is that he cries himself off to sleep every night. But the guy is so conditioned to actually cry himself off that if he doesn't feel it, he won't actually get to sleep. Poor guy. I mean, like, how could you ditch up on a guy like that with that kind of condition? And my family did acknowledge it. The thing is that he is still banned from my house. And another very dangerous notice is that you might even believe your act. The thing is that if you're but you might even believe your own act. That and boredom. Like the feel, like you like once in. I forgot that part.
I'm not reading, I'm listening.
Okay. Anyway.
A lot of people ditch and feel great.
A lot of people ditch and feel great an hour or so, but they later realize that they have nothing to do. Like, I've been in that case, I've been even that too. Like something like if I've been even bored out that I did my own homework, like figure that shit out. So the thing is that you have to, like, if you're gonna miss school, you have to plan it out right the day before, like plan what you're going to do. And I think I'm more over than 4 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Should I keep on going?
You only have one more line.
One more line. Okay. So you gotta plan it. You gotta plan it out right if you're gonna skip school.
No, that